Welcome to Planning Joy Garden. I wanted to just take a moment to update you on some of the things I'm doing to prepare for the spring planting season. And so I wanted to show you my hydroponic unit. And as I've been sharing, I've been trimming back the rosemary. This rosemary was propagated using hydroponics. Now this is the sage. It has really taken off. This was started hydroponic in the unit here, and now I am transitioning it off to the soil. So when I take it from the hydroponic unit, I place it in very damp soil. And over the course of the week, I will allow this soil to just dry out naturally. So I'm going to train it to go from moist conditions, moist soil, into a drier environment. So this has been a total success, and I highly recommend starting your sage hydroponically. It worked so well that I went ahead and started my lavender here hydroponically. And as you know, lavender does not like wet feet. So by starting hydroponically, it is tolerant of moisture. And so I'm going to give it a great start and allow it to grow up and then transition it off to soil. I also started additional sage because of the success I had here. So we're going to do more sage. You can never have too much. And I went ahead and started some butter crunch because I like to always have some leafy greens available to me at all times of the year. I also wanted to test to see how well and for how long I could grow my kale hydroponically. And as you can see, it is doing quite well. It's in fact ready to be harvested. So I can actually start my kale early indoors and then transition it out. Now, I also have cilantro, which is doing really, really well. And I think I'm going to keep cilantro growing indoors as well as having cilantro outdoors in my garden. But I love just having it on hand in the kitchen. Now, here I attempted some red onions and I went away for a while. It did not get watered and they withered away. So here I'm starting some cabbage. And I want to give the cabbage a good start. Cabbage is very cold tolerant. It can go outside prior to my frost date, prior to my last frost date, and can be covered in like a frost cloth. So I do want to start it indoors at this time. And so the seeds are in. I'm just waiting for germination. And it's a Copenhagen market early cabbage. And here's a sample of my tomato harvest. And I am just waiting for the remainder of my tomatoes to ripen so that I can pull this plant. It is nearing the end of its growth cycle with only one new flower. So this is a determinate microdor tomatoes. I'm waiting for these last couple of tomatoes to ripen, and then I'm going to remove this plant and start my peppers. And the reason I want to start my peppers here is because this unit, when the lid is down, produces heat. So it can warm my soil so that I can get great germination on my peppers. So I will be starting peppers indoors really soon using my integrated wicking pot here. Now let's go outside and see some of the things I've prepared. Now we're outside and I have been prepping my green stalks. This one needs more attention here, but I am getting outdoors ready, and I'm surprised to find that my soil is defrosted. I know this might be a temporary defrost. There could be more hard freezes. So I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm not trying to plant anything, but my soil was workable enough, so I was able to put in this trellis here between the two beds. And so this span is 5.5 feet. And I think I have about 7.5 feet of height. So I really want to focus in on vertical growing for the spring. I also have a trellis here. So it gives me more options in terms of moving vining plants and just really growing vertically. And so the soil was workable enough where I was able to get these well footed into my beds. Okay. And so everything is still in dormancy. And I simply just have to wait until weather allows me to really get out and start planting. Now, generally, the first thing I will plant is spinach. And so I am using this row cover to really defrost the soil, and it is defrosted all the way down, all the way clear down to the bottom. You can get your hands in there. So I'll probably plant this bed with spinach and mustards because those two plants need soil temperatures around 45 degrees, and I'm pretty sure I have that temperature right now. So I just wanted to share what I've been doing to get prepped for the upcoming spring growing season. And hopefully you've started. So if anything has been useful or halfway interesting, please hit that like button and have an amazing day.